Hello, friends. I just recorded a beautiful video, or so I thought. I didn't hit the record button, so this is take two or take three. Who knows? And like the balloons say, I never give up, right? We celebrate. Not a problem. I'm Wendolyn Davis. I love making these videos to help you see what's possible, to help you cultivate a beautiful garden in your mind where we are seeing the good before the bad because our brains are automatically looking for what's wrong, but we can train our brain to look for what's right. And I'm living proof that that's possible. I used to be Wendy Weiner. I complained about everything, probably because I had a lot of weeds in my brain and I was listening to the negative chatter and I was believing it and I was trying to control things outside of me so that I would feel better. Now I know that doesn't work. Now I know that I can cultivate a beautiful garden by seeing the good in me and the good in others. And my life has never been better. I just love helping people uplevel their life. Just like this garden behind me, it's minimal work. And that's how it can become in our brain, where we can see the positive before the negative. So the yellow flowers on this side of me, they're perennials. They automatically come back. I planted those 10 years ago, and look, they keep spreading and spreading and spreading. We have to kind of set some boundaries sometimes, though, because they want to take over. But over here, we have the marigolds. Those only, they're annuals, so they only come back by seed. I planted 0 seeds this year, and look what I have. So many marigolds. And again, minimal work in this garden. Now, over here on the other end, we've got some weeding to do. Not a problem, because that's part of life. We're always going to have some negative, but it's up to us whether or not we take the time to pull those weeds or whether or not we're going to believe those lies and choose to let them be a part of our life. I want you to see what's possible for you. There's a lot of struggling people out there. And I am so grateful for the people I've been able to work with through these past years to help them elevate their life. And I'm starting to get testimonials, and it's so fulfilling. It makes my heart so happy. One of the girls was saying one of the biggest changes in her life is now simply knowing that she has a choice. Yeah. She doesn't say, I have to do this, this, and this. No, she says, I choose to do. And she chooses what she puts on her schedule. She chooses, just like the flowers, what she's planting. She chooses what she wants to believe, and she's becoming. And her life has never been better. And it's so cool because her friends have noticed. And another girl, total victim with everything that had happened to her in her life. And now, after working maybe 6 months, now she's hero in her story. And she's pulling those weeds and those lies. She's not a victim anymore. She is the hero in her story. She is facing her demons and she is fighting the dragons and she's winning and she's becoming. That's what I do as a coach. Help you elevate your life, help you through your struggle, to give you tools to help you see what's possible, to help you cultivate this beautiful garden that is so possible in your brain. Okay, so I just went to 3 days of training for rapid planning method where I learned more about time management, but it's not about trying to get more done. No, it's about how do I want to show up and choosing what matters most in my life. And one of our activities was called a code of conduct. When life happens, how do we want to show up? What state do we want to be in? No matter what curveballs are coming your way, you have a choice how you want to show up. So they talked about how am I going to be? And for like 2 minutes, we wrote down all the different words for how we want to be, and then had us pick top 12. And then each morning to go in front of that mirror and say the 12, how am I going to be? So for example, I did that this morning, and dang, that felt good to look in the mirror and smile at myself and say, how am I going to be? I'm going to be true to who I am. I'm going to be faithful. I'm going to be a source of love and light. I'm going to be a force for God and a force for good. I'm going to be full of faith. I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to be committed to figuring things out. I'm going to be determined. I'm going to be fun and loving. Those are just some examples. So how do you want to be every single day? That's a great way to cultivate more beautiful mindset so that when life happens, you're ready. You know how you want to show up so that you can be the hero of your story. So many good options to help us cultivate our beautiful mindset and to elevate our life. Last month, I've had 2 people gift their friends some coaching session. And I'm like, wow, how cool is that? And so I'm like, oh, I want to do a special. So in the description, there'll be more details about how you can get this discount for you and your friend. Celebrate every single day who you are. Have a great week. Do that code of conduct and notice the difference. All right, my friends. See you in the next video. Bye.